Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Hunter x Hunter 2011 episode 47 review. So before I get started, look down below for the link to the actual episode this week and, of course, the fan page. Now, this week's episode of Hunter x Hunter was based around the fight between Uvogin and Kurapika. And honestly, this was a great fight. This was a great fight. Honestly, it was well animated, well structured. What really got to me, I think, was like one of the best parts was after Uvogin was defeated. And then Kurapika is like torturing Uvogin in a sense because he wants to know he wants to know the location of the fan troop and their members and their abilities and all this stuff. And all Uvogin is saying is, "Kill me," "Korose, Korose, Korose," like you just kill me. That's all he was saying, and it was really and like you could see that this was really bothering Kurapika psychologically because he just couldn't handle that kind of because I guess in that way it kind of made Kurapika feel that Uvogin had like a sense of honor, like he had a sense of respect for his teammates of the Phantom Troop, but at the same time he shows no respect whatsoever for the people he killed, and that in a way really disgusted Kurapika, like it really did, and he just couldn't handle that, which is why he was kind of like freaking out at some point. He was really upset and just punching and blood everywhere, and he was like, ugh. And at some point he's like, Kurose, and then after that he does the judgment chain, and then he actually imbues it into his heart, or Uvogin's heart. And then he's like, "This is your last chance. Tell me what I need to know." And then all Uvogin said, he starts to laugh. And he's like, "Go to hell, fool." And then just blood spews out into like the sky. And then Uvogin just drops dead. I was like, whoa. So, very well animated. Very well structured. The fight in of itself is actually very good too. Because what happens is that throughout the entire fight, we see Kurapika outclassing Uvogin. He completely outclasses him. It's not even funny. It's like, because he starts off at 20%. Uvogin starts off at 20% and does, a few punches here and there. Well, actually, most of the time, he was just dodging the chain because he knows that the chain was very, dangerous. And the thing here is that he actually manages to get a hit on Kurapika, but it does nothing because he hits his arm and it does absolutely nothing. And Uvogin is contemplating what's going on here. I mean, he's clearly a manipulator or a conjurer, but there is no way he can master Enhancer because he's already has an affinity to another Nen category. So there's no possible way he can actually master Enhancement to the fullest. But here Kurapika was not taking any damage from a person who has 100% mastery over the Enhancement field, which is Uvogin. So what happens here is that Kurapika begins to taunt and berate Uvogin, and it's like, what the fuck? He's like, is that all you got? And then Uvogin just snaps. He's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna show you 50. And here's the thing: at 50% of Uvogin's strength, Kurapika was outclassing. He was outclassing Uvogin. It was like, bro. There was one point because Uvogin he runs in there, goes for a punch. Kurapika dodges it, and then what happens here is that he appears behind Uvogin, right back punch, straight up punches right in the back. Uvogin flinches like, ugh! And then after that, Kurapika jumps in the air, does a heel kick right to the side of his jaw. Uvogin goes flying the fuck back. And then Uvogin gets up, looks around, Kurapika's nowhere, and then drop kick to the back of the neck. I was like, oh my god. Like it was very impressive shit. That Kurapika was doing very impressive shit. Drop kick to the back of the neck, and then he's like, "You're wasting my time." And then 100%, because like honestly, it's like Uvogin is very, very similar to Toguro in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways. In a lot of ways. I noticed that. Especially the whole entire scaling between like the percentage, 20, 50, 100, because Toguro was a guy who was also in the series that Togashi did before Hunter x Hunter, Yu Hakusho. He was also very based on the whole entire percentage thing. But basically, he goes 100%. The cliff behind Uvogin completely shatters, and Uvogin just actually, and we'll call it off guard is that he's at 100%. And then you would figure that he'd, go in there, explosion punches, just, breaking all this shit. But he does in. He makes a smoke screen by punching the ground, and he uses in to hide his presence. Which shows you that Uvogin is not just a mindless brute. I mean, the fact that he was contemplating the reason as to why a conjurer or a manipulator can use 100% Nen in the enhancement category, that alone proves that Uvogin is not a mindless brute. And him using in a situation where he's using 100% enhancement Nen shows you that he's also not a mindless brute. But the problem here is that Kurapika, he's smarter. So what happens is that Uvogin gets a good devastating punch on Kurapika, punches him right in the arm. His bones shatter, and Kurapika goes flying back, but maintains his composure, and actually the entire time during the entire fight was using in on the chain jail. And before Uvogin realized it was too late. He was captured, and Uvogin, he was now having his aura sealed by the Zetsu, and Uvogin, using his own physical strength, could not break the chain jail, and thus Kurapika had successfully captured Uvogin. Very good, very good. And then after that, Kurapika, using his, I think it's called the Holy Chain, on his thumb, heals his completely shattered arm, and then he reveals to Uvogin that he is a specialist. Every time his eyes turn scarlet, his Nen turns into a specialist category as opposed to the conjure category. And he has the ability to use 100% Nen for every category that exists, which means that he is 100% admissions, enhancer, transformation, manipulation, conjure, 100% everything. And he calls this Emperor Time. And that right there is so it's crazy shit. And that right there is the end of the actual fight itself. But then Kurapika, he continues to gather more data by testing his enhancement strength on Uvogin's physical strength, proving that his enhanced strength is stronger than Uvogin's base physical strength, and thus Uvogin, because he's the most powerful person in the entire physically, he's the most powerful person in the Phantom Troop, which means that the chain jail and Kurapika's punches can be effective against the other members of the Phantom Troop. And then that's when you see him start punching, and all the blood is everywhere on the ground and shit. Gorosei! 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 And it was just crazy, dude. And then, we see Uvogin die. And even though I like Uvogin, it was a necessity. His death is a necessity. I mean, I respect, in my personal opinion, amongst the major shonen of today, with that, by far, Togashi does the deaths the best, in my personal opinion. By far. By far. So, and that there is the end of the fight. Kurapika, he calls Melody, and then he buries Uvogin. And then, at the end of the episode, we see a scene between the Phantom Troop members, and they're realizing that Uvogin's pretty late. And the thing about this is that Uvogin is a very punctual person. So him being late is also, it's pretty surprising. So, what happens here is that Shamrock is very worried. However, Lucifer states that we will wait until, I think it was dawn or morning, I'm not too sure. But he says we're going to wait. And if Uvogin does not arrive by, dawn or morning, then we have to change our plans. So right there on the spot, even though one of their members may be dead, the head, Lucifer, can just adapt very quickly to the situation at hand. So this shows you that he is not only, in a way, shape, and form, a cruel person, but also he's a very adaptable person. He can bend and change whenever the situation requires it. So right there is a good sign of a good leader. So that being said, right there is the end of the episode. But so overall, it was a great episode. The fight was awesome. It was truly great. Oh yeah, and at the end of the episode, at the very end, we see all the members of the fan troop, and then we see Hisoka. He's sitting on the windowsill. He just turns like he knows exactly what's going on here. But that being said, overall, episode was a great episode of Hunter x Hunter, and I will see you guys later. So be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe as always. And I'm signing out. Once again, look down below for the link of episode 47 and the fan page. And I'm signing out. Peace. Have a nice day.